games and do what you like to do, then it seems pointless.
Yeah.
That's to me when you don't really get a good Call of Duty.
No. I seen the on the reveal that they're launching the biggest zombie, whatever, open world, whatever you want to call it. That's up and coming as well. And I'm kind of thinking, but wait there, the last time they did a zombies, was it on Advanced Warfare? And it was these exo zombies, and it was a load of crap, you know. But it's just, it seems a bit strange. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See,
um,
part of my issue with Call of Duty right now is they're putting so much more effort into a free version of the game than they are into the game that people are paying 60, 70 up to £100 for.
yeah,
And that's what bugs me. That's where it gets my gears right.
yeah,
And that I can't believe they kind of get away with it. And even to look at some of the updates and stuff that are happening, it's like the Warzone gets a lot more updates than the actual paid game. And you're like,
yeah.
what's all that about?
Hey up, killer. Hope you're all good, man. You're all good. This is what I was looking to bring. I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop you in here now. Right, wait there. Let's get it. Do. Front camera. Yes, yes, yes. Allow. No, it's not gonna work, is it? No. As long as I haven't lost you. No, that's all good. Are you all good, killer?
You're beating me to it. Oddly enough, killer, we were just having a conversation about you before we come on. But, no, this is it. I mean, again, it's open to people's opinion. So, way back when the original Xbox came out and when the PS2 was out, I found there was a massive difference between if you wanted RPG and them type of games, Xbox was always the way. You had the Elder Scrolls series, you had Morrowind and stuff like that.
Fable.
And say again.
Fable.
Yeah, all the Fable series.
Yeah.
But generally, the RPG standard like that era was Xbox to me.
Yeah.
That was actually what got me to swap from PS2 to Xbox. That was the original thing that done it for me.
Yeah.
Whereas for PlayStation 2 and that, it was more the action games that seemed to perform better, including your wrestlings, your original SmackDowns, and even going back to, like we say, Time Splitters and a lot of them games. They were all sort of PlayStation based, and depending which versions of which games you played, like chose which console you had basically.
Yeah.
Even I don't really want to put like the Dreamcast in there and that, even though I probably should, but this ain't really a Dreamcast kind of talk.
Wow, yeah.
So,
It's I don't know. I think I was, when I went and got the PlayStation, I kind of thought to myself, it's going to be like PlayStation 4. But setting it up, it was next level. Downloading everything, updating everything, getting everything upgraded. Like I said, there's only one game out of the whole collections I've got that I've had to pay an extra for, and that is the Spider-Man that I'm currently playing. But like we've already touched on, the actual upgrade for Spider-Man, it's unreal.
yeah.
Thinking. because I'll be honest, you know, I've got my controllers here. You know, that's the one I use when I game. So that's just your standard controller. That's what I find most comfortable. You know, when I held the PlayStation 4 controller, it was kind of like, didn't sit right. But then, when I upgraded to that bad boy, and it is next level. The controller has its mic. You don't even need a headset. That's your mute button. It's your home button. This is a soft touch. You can literally just, it's like a little mouse.
Yeah,
It lights up, it vibrates, it talks to you. It's just like,
the size is slightly more comfortable, isn't it?
yes, yeah, you're not kind of as like, do you know what I mean? And the sticks don't seem as far apart, which I think which is awesome. But touching back on Xbox, I've had my account now on Xbox, I think 15 years. I'll have to find that out and I'll write that in my notes for the next stream. That when you actually have a look at your profile, it tells you how many years you've actually had your account. Mine's been a consistent account and it's took this long for me to go. I actually think I've got to make that change to PlayStation just because the games actually seem a lot better, offer more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saying that though, I did have a look yesterday. That cat game I want to play, Stray, that's free on PlayStation if you get the premium. Yeah.
I can't
So,
believe you still want to play that.
man, I've always wanted to play as a pussy. I need to watch what I'm saying. But
Could be worse. It could be salivating. Anyway, no, this is it's yeah. I think that to me the actual start of the downfall of Xbox was when they basically stopped doing just live, where they were basically forcing you into that combination of you have to have Xbox Live with Xbox Game Pass.
yeah,
Which are right from a business point of view, you kind of get the idea of it, but the, it was the fact you were paying nearly 3 times the amount for a year.
I think I had a look for an ultimate. I may stand corrected when I say this. I think for the ultimate for the year, I think you're looking about 100 to £120.
Yeah, I think it's 140.
140, wow. I had a look yesterday at the PlayStation Plus network. 15 months, because they do 12 plus 15, so you kind of get the extra couple of months like thrown in. 90 quid. That's a big price difference in platforms, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and yet you can just download it on PC and not have to pay nothing other than your game charge.
Well, like you say, watching a couple of your streams where 7 Days to Die on Xbox, I openly said, you know, that the graphics have kind of put me off.
Yeah.
You went on PC, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
weren't the only one. I couldn't believe it was the same game to start with.
you mentioned as well, didn't you? There was a lot more options for you to use as a player.
Yeah. Let's start the reaction, shall we? To be fair, most PC players have always been pussyfooting, moaning, whiners, and between that and just pretty much downright cheating a lot of the games. And,
Yeah.
you know, if that don't apply to people, then don't take it personally.
Yeah.
It's an overview of pretty much PC.
Mhm.
So the fact that they're pretty much tailored to, because their voice is quite strong.
Yeah.
Whereas for Xbox, you just don't have that voice.
No. No.
I mean, even to the point of forcing all this, the cross console play and
with PC in that, and or PlayStation in with it as well, you mean, or?
Yeah, basically all the cross-platforming.
Yeah.
You know, I don't agree with the fact that that should be as a default setting
No.
for a start. I
No.
think that should be an optional setting, and it shouldn't be down as default.
No.
Because
It
a
should
lot
be
of the
something
games,
you should activate.
yeah, because I mean, a lot of the games, I mean, Call of Duty again, they have game modes in there that as soon as you swap that cross-platform off, you just can't get a game.
Yeah.
You know, and that applies to a lot of the game modes, which that got frustrating for me. That real pissed me off. So it basically stops you playing the game, and then you're like, well, what on earth have I actually paid for?
Yeah.
You know, all you've done is literally shoved a big black dildo up my arse and gone, thanks for your money.
Yeah. Which, like you say, not everyone would agree with our opinions. I've been asked, you know, I've been, what? Bloody hell. I've been gaming since, 2008? And before that, without properly getting into it. So, like, that's a long time I've been playing games, sorry, not streaming. But I think now you don't tend to enjoy as much, you know. I get asked the odd question, will you play co-op on this, will you play co-op on that? You know, you were in my stream the other day when that guy I openly offered to that guy, let's do co-op through Saints Row on PlayStation. He was all down for it, set it all up and all that, and not heard nothing since. I don't think you could ever beat being in the same room as your co-op partner, kicking ass. You know what I mean? Split screening. You know. I think this generation coming up and finding out, yes, I do like my gaming and all that sort of stuff like we do. They are spoiled for choice for what they have.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's there was always 3 games I always used to look forward to a year. It was my WWE, it was my FIFA, and it was my Call of Duty. One of those games has died off. Hey?
Don't even start me on FIFA.
I was just going to say FIFA's just one of them. It's kind of just dropping off the platform at the moment because, yeah, again, it's just another one of those repetitive games that you're just paying.
It's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, other than the graphic development, which is standard across all games anyway,
yeah,
there hasn't been a fat lot of progression in it.
No.
Other than the bloopers videos that you get to see, where the keeper goes to punch the ball out, hits it against the post, and ends up diving on it, kicking it back in the net in some way, or you know, them kind of bloopers. But yeah, FIFA for me has always just been the same game, just recoated. It's almost like the remastering.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like that just is not worth the money every year.
See, for me, it was when I think it was FIFA 13, FIFA 14, something like that. I'm not too sure when they brought this Ultimate Team in. You know, the grind was real. There was you couldn't purchase a team. Do you know what I mean? You could buy packs, but I was coming up and, you know, I weren't working, I was still at school, so I weren't getting any packs. My mate was exactly the same. So everything we got was playing the games. As where now, you go on it, people just spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on these packs so they can get a better team that you walk in, you ain't going to beat them because their team is ridiculous. It's probably cost them 800 quid, but yeah. And that's not including the price you've just gone and paid for the game. You know what I mean?
But then they're doing it every year as well, which is absurd. It just boggles your mind.
It is. It's absolutely crazy. Like, you know, I think, like I say, I think this is where they are spoilt for choice, but then they aren't getting, the enjoyment of, I just fucking earned that, do you know what I mean? Instead of turning and going, I'll buy 4 packs and hopefully get Ronaldo or Messi or Mbappe and all this sort of crap, but I ain't going to go into it because it's just one of those I won't be able to shut up about.
Like I say, FIFA for me is just, it's just an anger fest.
Yeah.
So, but it is a question for you then, genuinely.
Yeah.
Do you feel Xbox is on the decline?
Yes. Yeah.
Where do you stand on PlayStation?
I stand firmly with PlayStation, which I thought I'd never say, because I've always been an Xbox player, But I just feel like there's so much going at the moment for PlayStation. The games, they're dirt cheap on the PlayStation Store. That Stray, it's free. I'm fucking so happy I can play the pussy game. I just feel like you're not paying as much, but you're getting a lot more in return. As where with Xbox, they're putting up their monthly price, which you can't blame them from a business point of view. But I feel like the games they offer aren't great.
Definitely.
I think I could say there's 2 games I've actually openly enjoyed playing on Game Pass. That was A Way Out With You and the Star Wars game.
However, even to the point we did criticise A Way Out.
Yeah.
That's not so much Xbox themselves, so is it? That's just sort of the developers in general. That there's so much more they could have done with that game.
Oh, massively.
And that's my issue with a lot of the games, to be honest, where I sit there and I feel that they could have done so much more with this game.
Instead of just giving it a bog standard ending where, like you said, maybe a multi-ending. So it makes you play that chapter again or a different outcome. And I feel like, we were playing that game via the Game Pass. We both had a look online. It was still $24.99 on game. You think to yourself, you want to pay $24.99 for that game?
No. And it is one of them games you would literally only play through once.
Yeah, it doesn't really give you the intent to want to go again.
I mean, we had that discussion literally the other day with Spider-Man, didn't we? Where there was that option where he started getting turned by Lee, and how much how awesome would it have been to have had that choice?
Yeah.
Play a darker version of Spider-Man to,
where you've got the spiders against each other. Yeah.
Just where he basically can turn on the police or whatever, he does the opposite of what he normally does.
Yeah. Just kind of throw that spanner in there and go, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Yeah.
The thing is, from yesteryear, that's what a lot of games used to have.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And choice in general, seems to be something that's lost in the game. It's almost like we're ramming it down your throat whether you like it or not, and that's pretty much how we're doing it.
Yeah, you see, like a game I can relate to that, I think, is WWE. When it got taken,
bring that one up.
I
was about to bring that one up.
See, for me growing up with the WWE games, it was starting with SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown Just Bring It, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which is the best one in my opinion. The games every year the game got better. You had the updated roster. It had brand new content in that you didn't have before. But one thing that kills me now is I love the fact that they have GM mode. But I'm just going to hold off there because I've got someone typing here. What's the podcast about? Right, okay, so the podcast is about, we are discussing the fall of Xbox and that's on the grounds of me being recently just purchasing a PlayStation, feeling like it has so much more to offer than what the Xbox does, and a brother who's here is Xbox to PC. I didn't know that. Thank you. I will know that for future. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Do you have any questions you want to ask on the topic that we're on with the fall of Xbox?
Well, do you have an opinion on it?
Yeah. What is your opinion?
Do you feel that Xbox is on the decline?
Which we've already answered. Well, I've already answered. I think yes, it is on the decline. Everyone has their own opinion. We want people to give us their opinion so we can discuss it in a bit more depth. While we wait for them to get back to us, one thing I will say is, yeah, the WWE games. Oh, here we go. So okay, so they don't have an opinion or strong opinion. I'm gonna see if this works. I'm just gonna listen to what this dude was saying here. Then the only problem is, oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. It worked. Yes, it did. Thank you. Hey.
I'm joking.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Where you could. Yes, you do. With, like you say, a game like WWE, a lot of people would kind of go, well, wait there, you're sitting slating FIFA, but then you're not going to mention a game like WWE. But then, in my opinion, they've added a very much improved GM mode with more titles. I still can't believe last year they only did it with 3 bouts, which was really frustrating.
Last year's was a piss take.
Yeah. Whether it was trial and error, I don't care. It shouldn't have been that basic. This year, I've got to say they have uppered it, but one thing I do feel like is missing, and that, in my opinion, is create a story. Where I can't remember the last. I think it was 2011, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, where you can make your own story with your own unique superstars and all this sort of stuff, and build a story up from there. I thought that was always pretty cool to have. So I hope 2K do consider bringing that back, because that is something that I would always be massive fan on. It's something like that. But a question for you though, brother, is Minecraft. It's never been one of those games that's been up my alley. Don't knock people for playing it, but what do you see or what do you get out of it that kind of draws you back to going to it?
So firstly, the biggest plaudits I have to give a game like Minecraft is just the fact that once you've paid, you've paid. It's not like you're having to go and pay for the game again and pay for it again and pay for every update, for every little change, and that is a massive plaudits to Mojang. But generally, the fact that the game still gets so many updates and such sort of the size of the updates and stuff.
Yeah.
So literally, they expanded the world just to make an update, and the amount of time and hours that they've put into actually making the updates is phenomenal.
For a game that doesn't come with even more pricing or rebranding.
That's it.
Yeah.
But the difference for Minecraft generally is the fact that there's so much sort of freedom on it.
Yeah.
There's like no set way of playing. There's no set way of doing this, that, and the other. you can play the same map 5 times in a row and you play it differently
each time. Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that get put off by the graphics generally.
See, yeah, that is something I can comment on, but then I think as it's gone on, I do feel like it has actually got better.
But predominantly, obviously, PC is always going to have this advantage because they get so many different texture packs and mod packs. And I mean, even myself now, I mean, I played it on Xbox for what, close to 10 years
Yeah.
now, and swapping over to Java and actually being able to use mod packs properly and stuff like that, it's, you know, it kind of blows your brain, and you're like, it's almost like you've restarted playing the game and you've never played it this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But to be honest, I think a lot more people would play it if the graphics updated as a standard default.
Still keep the cube pixel design because that's Minecraft.
Probably. See, this is the absolute beauty of it, because they refuse to put these diagonal blocks in, and a lot of the blocks that make things round and everything else, they refuse to put them in. So when it gets to a point that the game becomes that style that people have lost interest, they've always got that trump card of going, here, we'll give you these blocks now.
Yeah.
And look what happens to the whole world of Minecraft. It's like everyone suddenly, oh shit, we've been waiting for these for 20 years now.
Yeah.
They've finally put them in. What can we do?
Yeah. It's one of those games I can't relate to. Watched my mates play it and all that sort of stuff, but it was just one of those where I just couldn't take to, and then it weren't the fact that it was, oh, you play that game, I think it's shit. No, everyone has their opinion on a game. My opinion on Minecraft ain't that it's shit, it's just, it's not my type of game. Which, gotta be honest, some of the stuff I've seen you build, some of the stuff that people can build on there is absolutely unreal. I'm just going to hold you here a sec, so just got, not on this topic, but I'll stick around anyway and just listen. I appreciate that, thank you. I'm going to drop you a follow there, so let's give you a follow. Boom, boom, there we are. So, yeah, we'll kind of stay around this kind of topic. One thing I do want to ask is, do you plan on bringing any up-and-coming games, bar Minecraft, bar 7 Days to Die, was it? Do you have anything that you kind of have in the works?
I'm kind of stuck in limbo, is my issue.
Yeah.
As you know, I've struggled for finding a decent game that can keep my attention for a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I did Hogwarts.
Would you consider streaming that?
Probably.
Yeah, I'd be down to watch that as a viewer, like, to be honest.
It's one of them that if you're not careful, it gets very grindy again.
But yes, yeah.
Which it sounds daft coming from me playing Minecraft that I don't like grindy games. Explain that. The big difference, I will just point this out, but a lot of the big difference from Minecraft is the fact you can automate so much.
Yeah.
A lot of the grind's gone.
Which I take it that gives you the urge. Oh, okay, that's decent.
It's a bit of freedom to actually, for example, you don't need to wait for reason to grind them, and they're already practically there.
Yeah. I bring new. I think the hardest thing for me, getting my head around streaming stuff and up and all that sort of stuff. I'm not gonna have a setup like some people do because I got kids. You know, we're in the same boat, kinda. I feel like host broadcast, it doesn't matter you play, it's everyone, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
three games in mind that I could bring in, and it's the new Star Wars Miles, which has been up for free on PS. It's just another reason why I want to join. And obviously the news is coming out in.
Yeah. We've still got the option of Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. See that is what I do wanna really, yourself. So
We may have to drop cheating on.
yeah. Topics that that is something we can always go back. Platforms. I've seen you've kind of branched out to.
Yeah.
How have you found that?
Different. I think that's the best way.
Yeah.
Like the other day that not advocates afterwards. That thing, can. But
Yeah.
it's hard to see if you do it. You never actually told, like.
Yeah. Got a bit of lag my end, I know. Really struggling here one. Is it gonna work? No. That's a bit. See, coming through online, but not on the streaming. Okay, but it's not right. It's like all. Now I could.
And your face looks funny on there.
I know.
Oh, I'd have to add that and send it you back.
Let's hope that jumps back in with no issues. There we are. Right, my apologies, guys.
We're living and learning.
Yes, it's a learning curve for me today because this is the first time I've done something like this. So I do appreciate the heads up. So thank you.
This just backs up my argument for PC.
Beer helps. Oh, I don't know about that. Wouldn't take much to get me on my ass, I can tell you that now.
In all fairness, we're both teetotal, aren't we? We're both teetotal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's 4 years now.
Yeah. That's mad, isn't it?
It is.
I can't remember off the top.
To be fair, the only drink I've had in like 4 years was when I was with Lee and Monk.
Yeah.
In Wales.
See, I think the last one I had was when that old woman was hitting on me properly, you know what I mean?
Oh, I wish I'd have known you were there sooner. Oh, she was priceless, bro.
I couldn't get out there quick enough.
No, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, generally, how are you, mate? Like,
Health-wise, yeah.
You weren't feeling great yesterday.
Yeah, I tried the stream yesterday. It's so up and down at the moment. Back on steroids. Not as if I'm going to be pumping it at the gym. That's one thing I want to get out there. It's just due to my illness that I suffer with. Some days are good, some days are bad. But
this way instead.
there you go. Get a Vimto on the go. Yeah, just waiting on a new trial medication to be honest for myself and find out in I think it's the second week in September on what's going to happen. So hopefully it's going to change from having the injection. I think they're going to be looking at infusions at the hospital. But that is a topic I do want to touch on shortly, maybe as we're just about to end. So one thing I was gonna come again. Who is that? It me or was that it the other one? Brother. if you're on about you, yes. So I suffer with IBD, so it's inflammatory bowel disease. So obviously I struggle on a daily basis with fatigue, sickness, always have to go to the toilet. It's not ideal, but it's something I do want to try help making awareness for people that, it's I've had it now since 2015. I've seen it through the good, I've seen it through the bad. It's put me in hospital twice. And it's a lot of trial and error at the moment because it's hard. And like you say, yesterday I did stream. I think it was it 25 minutes, 30 minutes, brother. It weren't very long, and I just had to say like, look, I gotta turn off. It's not for me right now. I need to just rest, and I wanted to focus directly on this. But yeah, I have to inject to kind of keep my illness in remission, which it keeps being a pain in the arse because it refuses to do it. Hence, while I'm on steroids starting today, so we're on them for 2 weeks. My injection will be reviewed, and it looks like I'll have to start having infusions at my hospital to hopefully keep me out of hospital, but we shall see. But one thing I will say whilst we're on that topic, actually I'll get it out of the way, is in the next coming weeks, preferably going to be looking at start of September. I'm doing a month's charity fundraiser thing. I'm doing it via my work and via my channel, where I will be setting up a donation, and it will all go to Crohn's and Colitis UK, where it just helps with finding the right medication for the right people, finding people to support, and just don't be embarrassed by what you've got, and just try and support each other instead of going, just get on with it. It's not ideal. I had it yesterday in public where I went to go and use the disabled toilet to adjust my medical pad that I had to wear, and obviously to sort myself out, where a member of staff goes, "Why are you going in the disabled toilet?" For me to then say, "I've been waiting for this," to then go, "There's my medical card to cover me." She then went on to say, "That's fake." To the point then I asked for the manager, and she goes, "Oh, it's got your name on, you're okay." Which my reply ain't always going to be nice, but my reply, played it cool this time, was not every illness is visible. You know what I mean? You can't always see someone's illness. And I will keep you guys up to date on when this fundraiser starts. I am aiming for the start of September, as my place of work, they match what I raise and they double it. So that'll be all cool to get and help people with IBD, and just even if it's just research on that certain illness where it can help people enjoy their lives and not restrict you as much as what it does. But it is what it is, and yeah, I would definitely keep you guys in the loop on that, and definitely be mentioning it every time we do a podcast. It's an eye opener for sure.
Do you see it affecting your streaming?
Say that again, sorry.
Do you see it affecting your streaming much?
To be honest, yesterday it did. That's the first time it's really got hold of me, and I was just like, no, you were one of the first to go. Just rest up, do you got to do you. Just, I don't think it will. It just sometimes it can be that uncomfortable, so it's just best just to kind of go, leave it at that. But then I could always jump on co-op with a brother, and he could do all the work, and I'll just walk behind. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely one of them. I can tell you that. Is there anything else you kind of want to touch on, brother, before we come to an end here?
Oh, there's loads for me, but I mean, Oh, we ain't even spoke wrestling yet.
No. So should we jump in with a bit of WWE?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to hit off with China.
Yeah.
So obviously, I watched the Vice Versa documentary yesterday.
Yeah.
Which to anyone that ever wants to know about it, that was a worthwhile documentary. So we used to watch a lot together, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we used to stop out together for work, and basically we ended up pretty much watching every series of documentaries available. Whereas a lot of the stuff in this one was stuff I'd never heard of about China. The straight up first bit being the fact she weren't allowed to call herself China.
She wasn't?
No, Vince held the copyright to her.
Wow.
To the point that China, she basically, when she went on an interview, she had to clearly state to him that my name is not China. You are not allowed to call me that. If you do, Vince will sue the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But no, it was basically a documentary on a documentary of her life.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. So basically, they were making a new series a year back in the US, and sort of the rise of China again, the recreation of China.
Mhm.
And the bloke who's, I think he was director or something. Well, one of the cast of it is basically a drug addict. 90% of the filming and everything is high as a kite. You wonder why she's struggling to get out of drugs.
Because she's in the environment.
Yeah, you've got a manager that pretty much don't give two shits and is all about him.
Yeah.
He's trying to make something happen for the documentary to make good film rather than what's good for the person. And I mean, the last section of the documentary is basically the day before she dies.
Right.
And they walk in, and she is literally there having this. They force her to do this interview when she's clearly off her face and not in a fit state of mind, and she is literally begging them guys for help, like genuinely sitting there going, "Are you going to help me? I really need this help." Like this is her own words, and to basically then turn around and go, "Right, we'll do an interview then." That was, you sat there going, "What the fuck?"
What sort of help is that like?
Yeah, like she's genuinely there pleading for help.
Was this the interview where she was pleading not only just for help but on a return potentially to WWE?
No, this was just genuinely, she was that iron low on drugs at the time that she genuinely was there asking them to help her get rid of this depression and this shit feeling that she was waking up to every day. And she got to the point where it fucked her. And then the following day, literally, they're coming in the morning and she's dead on the bed. They're still fucking filming it.
Man, really?
They've literally walked in filming her dead on the bed. And you were like, what the fuck?
That's messed up shit, man.
I mean, they don't show that bit in the documentary, like,
no.
The fact it was there. And then her mum made the deal with the manager to spread 3/4 of her ashes in the Pacific and bring a quarter back to her. And just as like one final fuck you from the manager bloke, he takes a quarter of the ashes himself. He then puts her on parade in this fucking memorial fucking thing that he's basically put an urn saying China on it with like blinged it up, and he's left a quarter of her ashes in there after the mom clearly said she didn't want him having them.
Wow, that's some messed up shit, that.
It is. But it's like I say, I'd never seen that sort of side of it.
No, like you say, I do remember obviously, us talking about China was her being inducted into the Hall of Fame, weren't it?
Yeah. That's why I come to that conversation.
Yeah. Which I swear she is in the Hall of Fame, and you were dead on the money. She is, but via DX, I was like, don't know. I did me some research, and man, you were right. Do you know what I mean? But I do know one thing. I will do. Let me have a look at this a sec. Is know when she was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think she got DX. Actually, certain members. I think one was X-Pac, so that's Sean, and I think Hunter and Michaels were the other ones. They got stripped down by Vince McMahon. I'm just having a look now. 1 second into Hall of Fame. Let's have a look here. So it says here. Where is it? So X-Pac briefly acknowledged China. While expected, it was still disappointed. X-Pac is right. China was their magic ingredient in DX. After years of denying her a WWE Hall of Fame spot, she was finally inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2019 alongside D-Generation X. I think that is a bit of a kick in the teeth, because I'm not being funny. Don't get me wrong, yeah, you've had impressive women wrestlers before. We're not saying you haven't, but she is a one of a kind. She is one like you're never gonna have that again.
That, and yet, right now, in this present day and age, they're trying to replicate her.
Yeah.
But yes, for what she achieved as a female in a wrestling world at that time was second to none.
Without a doubt.
You are.
Without a doubt, innit?
Yeah, the fact that she could literally be believed to have actually beat up a guy, and that was the most pivotal part of her character, was the fact that you could believe she was doing it.
Yeah.
But for her not to be getting inducted as a solo is a joke.
You see, one topic I really do want to talk about here actually is the actual Hall of Fame. So there it is. So if we quickly break down now who was actually the inductees. So you had Taker, which is without a doubt. So you can't even argue that one.
Taker you don't even have to mention.
No. Vader, I think I was always quite surprised what he could do for the size of him. Do you know what I mean?
To be honest, I watched an interesting match with Vader.
Yeah.
Last night. It was last night, actually. Basically, it was Ken Shamrock's first match in the WWF.
Was it?
Yeah, and he actually breaks Vader's nose in 5 places.
Oh, really?
Vader's comment to him was, "That's wrestling. It doesn't change anything about how I feel about the guy. I'm still friends with him, and it was just the fact Shamrock was a bit stiff, basically."
Yeah.
But if you watch the match, I saw parts of the match, and literally Shamrock batters him, like, to the point Vader gives him one back and nearly knocks him out.
I might have to try and find this one.
Yeah, it was at one of the, I think it was Hell Freezes Over in Your House.
Alright.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, appreciate you stopping by, thank you, and I appreciate the follow back.
Don't question me if I'm wrong. I don't know that. but yeah, it was a mad match. But see, again, Vader was. I don't get why Vader didn't kind of get more than he did.
You see, know when you kind of say that about Vader, one for me was Bam Bam Bigelow as well.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like, he was another one that was unique in his own way with his tattoos on his head. I thought it was just unreal.
I think Luna Vachon made him as well, though.
Eh?
Luna Vachon made him.
Yeah. See, I don't really know if you could kind of question this one really, which is Queen Charmel. So obviously it's Booker T's wife. Got to be honest. When I heard she was being announced, I thought, oh, here we go. But when they actually shown the background of what she's actually achieved and what she's actually done for the wrestling business, I kind of thought she's been there all along, but you haven't seen her. Do you know what I mean?
She did a good chunk at WCW there, didn't she?
Yes, that was it. Yeah, and then she got Booker T over when he became King Booker. When she was Queen Charmel, do you know what I mean?
Out of interest, just stop you there a sec. Is Alundra Blaze in the Hall of Fame?
That is one thing I can check. One moment. Is Blaze in the Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame. Let's have a look. Yes, she is. So, Blaze was honoured for her career when she was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame on the eve of WrestleMania 31. Blaze retired from the ring in 2001 after nearly 2 decades as one of the most honoured women in all of wrestling. There we have it.
Alright, I'll let you off. I wasn't sure she'd have ever got in after dumping the belt in the bin.
It's what made it though, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's the fact that Vince let her walk away with his title.
Wow, there's that as well, isn't there? There's that as well.
Yeah, carry on then.
So, I think we should wrap it up here anyway, because we've been running at 55 here, we're only aiming for 45.
Take as long as we can, brother.
Yeah, that's it. But I'm going to try and squeeze. Do you fancy having a blast together, or are you happy for a brother to jump on a bit of Spidey?
No, feel free with Spidey.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been quite an interesting one for today, the first HoboKEEF podcast. I really like that name. And this is only podcast number 1. So obviously we had the Fall of Xbox, which is one that I do think we could always touch bases on, as I kind of get my head around PlayStation a bit more.
I think that'll be a topic we definitely come back to, maybe.
Yeah.
It could be 6 months down the line or something, but...
Definitely. Up and coming games, which is obviously one that really is bugging me at the moment, which is Texas Chainsaw, which I might just have to download it and get it, just reactivate for a month, just to jump on with a brother.
You should still have it for a few days.
Yeah, it's not out. When is it out?
Today.
That's just
That's
not
what
even
I was saying to you.
Oh,
I'm
so
pretty sure it's the 18th, which
let me have a look.
That's what the AEW thing was about.
Yes, it was, weren't it?
The chainsaw fucking match.
Let's have a look here.
Sure, it's at the 18th for the 8th.
Yeah, there's even some reviews. Shall I quickly read the reviews?
Are they good or bad?
18th. So yeah, that is today. Not too sure with that. Let me get into it. Review. Let's have a look here. So audience reviews over an hour ago. Someone called Eric, I won't say their last name. The game is bugged at launch and is unplayable. You will wait 5 minutes for the game to start and then it crashes, telling you you're unable to find suitable players. I've been very much looking forward to play it, and I can't believe they did not test this game more prior to the launch. This is an embarrassment. We've got another one here. I'll read 4. So this is another one. The cross-play system is dumb. You shouldn't have to pay. What? You shouldn't have to pay $400 for a new... Oh, right, okay. For a newer console to play a small, selected group of games. See, now that does link back to next-gen consoles and what we have already discussed. I don't know if you were aware, though. July next year, the Xbox 360 marketplace is going completely. So another one here. Eric, this is ridiculous. You wait 10 minutes for a game just to be kicked due to inefficient player numbers. A waste of time. And then last but not least, there's more, but I'm only going to read this last one. Played for an hour. Not that good. Needs offline mode. Then will re-download. Glad I didn't pay for it as it was on the Game Pass. So that one might be something we may need to avoid for the time being, brother, until they get a few updates.
So this is exactly what we've just been on about, like, for 20 minutes, half hour, that the amount of shit they're giving you and just basically going, fuck you, you know.
Yeah, they're not really giving you the intention to come back, are they?
No, WWE last year was the prime one.
Yeah.
That was so bugged and so messed up and so poorly, everything about it, that the whole game was just flop. And the fact they still released it.
Yeah.
You know, and they just basically didn't want to do anything to help you.
They did. They handed out the refunds, but they weren't quick enough with it, though, were they?
Well, they wouldn't give me mine, would they?
No, bastards.
I played the game once, and they're like, "No, you're not allowed one." So I played it. I was like, "What?" I was like, you fucking advertise it as an online GM mode, which was exactly why we bought it.
Yeah.
To then find out, no, apparently it was just some member of staff that had posted it, and they were upset with him. But no, that's not the case now.
No.
You know. But
yeah, I think we've covered some very decent topics. Are we doing this every Friday, or will it be once a week, once a month? How are you feeling?
Definitely once a week for now.
Yeah. Should we make it a Friday thing?
Definitely for a few weeks.
Yeah. We can always tweak it, and I'll just promote it when I'm on live, and if you promote it as well, I suppose.
No, that means I've got to get your screen off you. You'll have to screenshot it for me and send it then.
Yes, yeah, will do. But guys, we're going to leave it there. We appreciate people stopping by, even if you were just listening to a couple of brothers just chatting. Do appreciate Soon Gunner for stopping by, giving us some advice, and didn't really have anything to say, but he was happy just to listen, which, yeah, again, very much appreciate it, and the follow, so thank you. I did follow back. But yes, brother, I'm going to say my goodbyes, and then I'll be back on in the next 10 to 15 minutes with a little bit of Spider-Man. Do you have anything to say, brother?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Look forward to next time, brother.
Yeah. Well, you'll catch us again sometime next week. We'll make an agreement off stream, and we can advertise the next date for one day next week, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, good then. Well, like I say, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure, brother, and we shall do this again.
Alright, speak to you in a bit.
See you later. Bye-bye.